I think about Carolyn being the exec of CTA. I remember when Ralph died, and she came up to me at his funeral, and she said, Ralph thought I could do this job, and I'm not so sure, but I'm going to give it my best. And I'm not sure those were her exact words, but that was basically what she said. And I said, Carolyn, you can do this job. And and here it is, 20-some years later, and she definitely did the job.
The state of California, teachers, students have benefited greatly from Carolyn's time as an executive director, as a staff person, as a teacher.
People think of CTA as being, the protector of students in public education and really the organization that is helping us hold our own. And Carolyn's been, helping to steer that ship for a long, long time.
It's always been more than a job for her. It's education, public education. Our students and our members have been a passion for her.
She fights hard. She's doggedly determined. I think Doggett is the appropriate name for her. She really is a pit bull when it comes to defending public education and public educators in California.
Carolyn always puts CTA members first. She would always say, it's their organization, we're working for them, we're serving them.
Carolyn has always got our students at the forefront, always thinking about what can we do, what can this state do, what can this country do in order to provide the best possible public education for all of our students, not just a select few.
Even when she became the executive director, would often go out in the field and visit with chapters, visit with service center councils. She always wanted to be in touch with not just the members that come to state council and the members that are on the CTA board of directors, but all of the members, the rank and file members.
She works, she probably works too much. She takes no time off. She's there from what seemed like sunrise to sunset every day. And if you wanted it done, she got it done. And as president of the association, I really appreciated that.
She's a can-do and get-it-done person. And one of the things I've always said is Carolyn moves from crisis to recovery faster than anyone I know. The who did it and how it happened will all be worked out. But in some situations, the answer is to get to the better part, and Carolyn gets to the good part right away.
She's not afraid to go in there and roll up her sleeves and be there with our members in the thick of things. She's out there on a picket line. She's out there at a news press conference. She's behind the scenes directing our leadership and representation of our members.
She is not just a talker, she's a doer. And she believes that if she's going to have others, her staff and members doing something, that she needs to do it as well.
She proved that you can be nice and be smart and be strong at the same time. So she was able to be very personal and yet run a huge organization in an effective way.
We'll stay out of politics when you stay out of our classroom. We'll stay out when they stop wanting to pay and evaluate teachers based on student test scores. We'll stay out when they stop cutting $20 billion from our schools and colleges. We'll stay out when California doesn't have the largest class sizes in the nation. We'll stay out when all students, including low-income kids and students of color, have the resources they need to succeed. We'll stay out when they let teachers teach and treat us as the highly trained professionals we are. Until then, you bet we're going to play in politics, and we're going to play to win.
Carolyn Doggett's the only person I know who, when she's in a big campaign, she goes down to phone bank to relax. Nobody goes to phone bank to relax. Carolyn does.
Politics are Carolyn, and Carolyn is politics. And she understands the dynamics, and she understands not just the necessity of it, she understands the work that's necessary to make it happen. Phone banking and the walking door to door and inspiring other people to do the same. And she's not afraid to get down in the trenches and actually do the work.
She loved politics. She loved elections. And when there was an election, her energy and enthusiasm just inspired everybody to go out and work.
Carolyn is not afraid of going up to challenge our elected leaders on bad policy decisions that they've made, whether it's at the state level or or in the Congress and the Senate. I've been with meetings with Carolyn in front of George Miller, and also going up with her in front of Nancy Pelosi to take them both to task over No Child Left Behind.
Teacher organizations are political organizations. You know, we represent people. She understood that, and she knew how to roll up her sleeves, deal with politicians. She understood the political ramifications of everything we did.
Our voice, our democracy, and a government of the people, by the people, and for the people are at stake. And this is the voice we will lose if the Special Exemptions Act is passed. I know we have defeated similar initiatives before, but we must not take anything for granted. Let's celebrate our 150th year the same way we founded this organization, speaking out for our students, speaking out for educators, and speaking up for what's right. Bring me the ballot. Bring me November. We're ready.
What Carolyn Doggett has accomplished, being the first female executive director of the largest teachers association in the country. It says huge messages to our women and young girls throughout the country that they can aspire to one day become as great or assume leadership or a huge role in a major organization, just like Carolyn.
I was always proud to work for an organization, for a labor union whose executive director was a woman. And most people don't realize how rare that is in the labor union world, but she was a pioneer as the executive director of one of the largest public sector unions in the whole country.
For those of us that are leaders in the organization and who wonder or hear about glass ceilings in places where, you know, women can't go, Carolyn smashes that notion by saying, look, I did it in the mid-90s. We're in 2013. There's no reason why you can't do what you want to do, not only within the organization, but anywhere.
To see the type of job that she has done, the changes that she's made in a situation where she is very often the only woman there. Very often. She is so well respected in her group that is very male-dominated. I think that is encouraging for women to see.
She inspired all of us, the women who worked at CTA, the members who worked at CTA, and school children, to see that women didn't have any limits on what they could accomplish.
You have been an outstanding leader, a tireless activist, a mentor, a teacher, a friend. Enjoy your retirement, Carolyn.
Carolyn is a leader who proves the one powerful voice can inspire millions to call for change. Her voice will be missed, but her legacy will endure and ensure the steady progress of California and our country. Congratulations, Carolyn, on your retirement. Thank you and everyone at CTA for your leadership on behalf of our children, our teachers, and our future.
Carolyn, thank you for everything that you've done over the years.
Have a world of a retirement. Congratulations, and thank you from the very bottom of my heart.
You rock. Thanks for years of wonderful service. Congratulations.
Thank you so very much for devoting your life to improving education for California school kids.
You've been through the thick and the thin, but you have always stood steadfast and strong to make sure that public education lives up to its ideal.
Thank you so very much, and we love you as well.
Carolyn Doggett is truly a champion for the students of California. Her hard work, her passion, her smart work has led the way for decades.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart and the bottom of my heart on behalf of millions of Californians for all that you've done.
If Carolyn were to ever play baseball, what position would Carolyn play?
The manager.
I think that Carolyn would be the catcher.
Catcher, she would need to be a Dodger, not a Giant.
I don't know about her athletic ability.
The catcher.
The catcher.
She'd be the pitcher. She'd be throwing the high, hard ones at you.
She'd be a catcher. She'd be calling the pitches. She'd have that view of the entire field. She'd be controlling the game. Carolyn has been the model for all of us to really start learning how you do this work of being a teachers union, being a labor union, but at the same time, a facilitator in a community. Carolyn has shown many of us the way, and we're going to miss her.
I consider her one of my mentors, early mentors as a leader, and she's one of the reasons that I've been able to do what I've been able to do in this association. And I think she's mentored a lot of other people in addition to that, and it's because she truly cares.
She has given this organization strength. She's given the organization her time, her passion, her strong-held beliefs that we can and will succeed.
I hope they miss her smile. She's got the greatest smile. It's not a little phony smile. It's her real being coming out, and they'll miss her smile. They'll miss her individual personal care, and I think they will miss, they may even miss her speeches.
In the 150 years of CTA, I'm the first woman to serve as executive director. There are still only a handful of women execs in the United States, in the NEA family. So to all of the women in the room, guys, I don't mean to ignore you. And I don't, I love you too. But in the spirit of Women's History Month, to all of the women in this room, I challenge you to go back to your local chapter and be a union mentor to a young woman. It is our responsibility to reach out to younger members, make them feel welcome in our union, encourage them to participate and build new leaders. It is clear that the labor movement needs young people and young leaders. It's why we do what we do for our students. It's what's at stake in the November election. It's our past. It's our future. It's what we owe to the next generation. It's our battle cry. It's who we are.
Honey, I'm proud of you. I've stood by you ever since I've known you, and I'll miss those trips to the airport and carrying your luggage down the stairs, up and down the stairs for the last 30 years. Or is it, well, let's see, 30? Yeah, almost 30 years. Yeah, I won't miss that, actually. I won't miss the carrying of suitcases and the airport trips. Glad you're going to be home. We're going to do a lot of stuff together. Love you very much.